चलिए अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ आते हैं और अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं. दिस इज अ पर्सपेक्टिव बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. सही है, दिस इज अ पर्सपेक्टिव बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. इस पर्सपेक्टिव बेस्ड क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा सा अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं कि हाउ टू अटेम्प्ट इट. देखिए मैं पहले थोड़ा सा आपको पर्सपेक्टिव का थोड़ा सा एक रेफरेंस दे देता हूँ. उस रेफरेंस के हिसाब से हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. ठीक है जी. अब बहुत सिंपल सी बात करते हैं. पर्सपेक्टिव से थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं. हमारे पास कोर पर्सपेक्टिव जो एजुकेशन में लिंक होते हैं, सेम आइडिया है हमारा. थोड़ा सा जो हमने पहले पढ़ा हुआ है उसी चीज को थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं. वी आर हैविंग स्ट्रक्चरलिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव्स हियर एंड इंटरैक्शंस पर्सपेक्टिव भी आते हैं हमारे पास. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट कंसेंसस स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म, दैट इज ऑल अबाउट फंक्शनलिज्म. ठीक है. और कॉन्फ्लिक्ट स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म में हमारे पास मार्क्सिज्म और फेमिनिज्म आता है. एज फार एज फंक्शनलिज्म इज कंसर्न्ड, दे आर मोर पॉजिटिव अबाउट द एजुकेशन सिस्टम बिकॉज दे emphasize on the functions of education. Like the core function of education is more about the idea of social solidarity, value, consensus, that the education system used to create agreement within the society, agreement over the values within the society. The rituals within the schooling system may lead towards social solidarity, like unity within the society. Like it's a very simple thing. Society is just like a human body for the functionists, and all the social institutions act like the organs of that human body. And if you talk about the functioning of human body, it depends on the functioning of organs and the interconnectivity and interlinking of all the organs. Okay, so if we talk about this concept of organic analogy in terms of education, education is one of the key important institutions within the society because the core function of education rotates around the idea of social control, the idea of social solidarity, the idea of secondary socialization, because the transfer of culture rotates around the idea of education. Like the transfer of culture from one generation to another generation is dependent on education system. And another thing, if we talk about the functional fit model given by the functionists, it's more about the three institutions like family, education and workplace. These three institutions are closely interlinked and interconnected with each other. Like the family used to reproduce an individual, education is going to train them as a workforce or as an individual who can earn, and the workplace is going to give them economic provision which eventually lead towards the feeding of the family. So the education system is considered as a bridge between family and the workplace. If your education system is good, then you are able to get the good workforce. The future workforce is very good and relevant as per the workplace. So if we talk about the core idea of functionalism, they are going to emphasize on the importance of education system, importance of they always talk about the importance of education due to its functions, like secondary socialization, like transfer of culture. As Parsons argues that the education system used to transfer the particularistic and universalistic values from one generation to another generation. Okay, so this is all about the idea of functionalism, which is more about the idea of social solidarity. It's more about the idea of value consensus, which eventually lead towards the functioning of society. It means the functioning of an institution may lead towards the functioning of society. Okay, so if we talk about the Marxists are having the conflict approach. According to the Marxist approach, all the social institutions used to support the capitalism within the society. Education is a part of ideological state apparatus as given by the Althusser statement given by the Althusser, like idea the education used to support the ideological support to the capitalism. According to Marxist, Althusser, the education is a part of ideological state apparatus. On one hand, we are having functionalists who are assuming this thing, the education system used to create the social equality, or on the other hand, we are having the Marxists who are assuming this idea that education system may lead towards the social inequality within the society. How is this possible? Number one idea related to the social inequality or class inequality created by the Marxists or given by the Marxists, created by the education system. It's more about the cultural reproduction. Number one is all about cultural reproduction, which eventually lead towards the statement given by the Althusser that education system is a part of ideological state apparatus. Okay. Another reason behind this idea that how the education system used to support the capitalism within the society or the class inequality within the society is all about the idea of correspondence principle. Correspondence principle stands for the structure of education reflects the structure of workplace. यानी कि जो structure of workplace है वो आपके education system के अंदर डाला जाता है. कैसे? Let's suppose आपको हायरार्की फेस करनी पड़ती है. हायरार्की फेस का मतलब है कि भाई लेट्स सपोज प्रिंसिपल है, टीचर्स हैं और स्टूडेंट्स हैं. स्टूडेंट्स आर जस्ट लाइक अ वर्कर्स who don't have any control over the curriculum, who don't have any control over the system, while on the other hand the teachers are having control at some extent, like managers at the workplace, and the principals or the core management of the school used to run the system like the capitalists. So the education system used to create some acceptance of conformity for the workplace inequalities. Okay, this is called hierarchy. Afterwards, what I'm going to say, the correspondence structure principle means the structure of workplace is reflected in the structure of education system. So this is all about the idea of correspondence principle given by the Bulls and Genders. And if you talk about the idea of cultural reproduction, it's linked about the ideological part or given by the Thusum. Another thing which eventually lead towards a capitalism within the society endorsed by the education system, that is all about the hidden curriculum. Hidden curriculum, you can say the hidden curriculum is going to support the idea of capitalism, like that the hidden curriculum enforces the idea that inequality is a natural phenomena. Okay, you need to act in a conformist way in the favor of capitalism. This is all about the idea of hidden curriculum. Afterwards, you can talk about the education system is segmented into subjects. Like there are different subjects which eventually lead towards the fragmentation of workforce. The fragmentation of workforce means at the workplace, every individual is having particular department on the basis of their education system. So it may lead towards the idea that no one knows the whole production process. That no one know the whole production process. किसी को भी पूरा production process नहीं पता होगा because उसने पढ़ा ही particular subject होगा. Like segmentation of subjects may lead towards the fragmentation of workforce, which eventually lead to support the capitalism, which eventually support the capitalism. किसी को भी जब पूरा production process ही नहीं पता होगा तो कौन बंदा capitalism को challenge करेगा? कोई भी challenge नहीं करेगा. सही है? Capitalism flourish करेगा ऐसी society में. समझ में आ रही है बात? ठीक है. तो कैपिटलिज्म फ्लरिश करेगा सोसाइटी के अंदर, तो यही चीज एक्चुअली कैपिटलिज्म को चाहिए और यही चीज एजुकेशन सिस्टम कर रहा है. क्लियर होगी बात? अच्छा जी, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट फेमिनिज्म, देखिए बहुत सिंपल सी बात है. फेमिनिज्म अपोज द आइडिया ऑफ सेगमेंटेशन और सेग्रीगेशन. ओके, whenever you are going to segregate something, जब भी आप चीजों को अलग अलग डिक्लेयर करोगे, ठीक है, तो कोई एक चीज अच्छी हो जाएगी और एक चीज बुरी हो जाएगी, किसी एक चीज का स्टेटस हाई हो जाएगा और दूसरी चीज का स्टेटस लो हो जाएगा. सही, ये बहुत सिंपल सा फिनोमेना है दुनिया में. इसी तरीके से जब आप अकॉर्डिंग टू फेमिनिस्ट, जब आप मेल और फीमेल में सेग्रीगेशन करते हैं, ठीक है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली इस सेग्रीगेशन स्टेटस हाई स्टेटस और लो स्टेटस में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. ठीक है. Now come towards this idea. According to feminists, the social institutions like family, education, workplace used to create segregation eventually lead towards the idea that the male becomes superior or female become inferior. Okay, why is this so? Because you are going to divide the people. You are going to divide the people. आप लोगों को मेल और फीमेल को डिवाइड कर रहे हो. अब लाइक बहुत सिंपल सी बात है. फैमिली यूज्ड टू क्रिएट जेंडर सोशलाइजेशन, यानी कि canalization of male and female are different. Okay, like gender socialization, यानी कि socialization of male different है और female different है. Male are socialized into the instrumental role and the females are socialized into the expressive role. Clear हो रही है बात? Male are socialized into the instrumental role and female are socialized into the expressive role. ये बात समझ में आती है? अब इस चीज के बाद क्या होता है? बहुत सिंपल सी चीज. जब वही बच्चा या बच्ची जो होती है, जो मेल और फीमेल जब एजुकेशन सिस्टम में आती है, देयर इज द एक्जिस्टेंस ऑफ जेंडर्ड करिकुलम. देयर इज द एक्जिस्टेंस ऑफ जेंडर्ड करिकुलम. मेल यूज्ड टू स्टडी सब्जेक्ट्स व्हिच आर मोर इंस्ट्रूमेंटल लाइक engineering, business administration, while the female used to study subjects which are more expressive like marketing, art and craft in social sciences. ठीक है, तो which are more expressive in nature. सोसाइटी ने सेगमेंटाइज कर लिया, इस चीज को स्टीरियोटाइप कर लिया. Afterwards, due to the segmentation education system, ठीक है, एजुकेशन सिस्टम में जब आपकी सेगमेंटेशन होती है तो ऑटोमेटिकली होगा क्या, इस चीज का इम्पैक्ट, इसका चीज का जो कोर इम्पैक्ट आएगा आपके पास, उस सेगमेंटेशन का इम्पैक्ट आपके वर्क प्लेस पे आएगा. There is a vertical segregation at the workplace, like higher positions are dominated by males and lower positions are dominated by females. And there is a horizontal segregation also, means some departments are dominated by males and some departments are dominated by females. Like HR departments are normally dominated by females. This is because it's a more emotional job to analyze people. Okay. While if you talk about the production departments, these departments are normally dominated by males. ठीक है. तो actually with the same phenomena, with the whole phenomena, we can understand this thing. There is an enhancement of patriarchy in education system within the society, and education system is act like an instrument to promote patriarchy according to feminists. Okay. One hand we are having functionalists with the Parsons, with Davison Moore. The functionalism promotes the idea of meritocracy. The functionalists promote the idea of meritocracy. उनको लगता है इक्वालिटी है सोसाइटी के अंदर, इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी है, हर बंदे को अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि वो आगे बढ़ना चाहे तो वो आगे बढ़ सकता है. मेरिटोक्रेटिक सिस्टम है. ठीक है. कोर थ्योरिस्ट कौन कौन से हैं? एमल्दर के, Dr. Parsons. ठीक है. नंबर 3 इज ऑल अबाउट Davison Moore. They are core theorists. ठीक है. इसके बाद अलावा भी बहुत सारे theorists आते हैं, लेकिन हमको core theorists को पता होना चाहिए आपको. If we talk about the Marxism, it's more about the idea of Althusser and Bose and Gentes. ये आपको core theorists पता होने चाहिए, उनकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग प्रॉपर होनी चाहिए. ठीक है.